NXT No Mercy review. Why is Baron Corbin beating Braun Breaker? I understand they protected Braun Breaker because there was interference causing Baron Corbin to win, but I really don't think Baron Corbin should have won this regardless. Braun Breaker is a future megastar, and I don't think he should be taking a loss to Baron Corbin. But both the entrances was nice. Baron Corbin came out on a motorcycle, and Braun Breaker came out like a wolf head or something. Dom Mysterio versus Trick Williams. This is exactly what Dom Mysterio needs to improve his in-ring ability. We talked about this on the Raw Impact Radio podcast, link in the bio. Dom is good, he's just not great, and we feel like he would get there with some work. And this, having a nice match against Trick like that, is exactly what he needs to get him there. There were some fun spots. They knocked out 2 refs. Dragon Lee was one of the refs. I really didn't think Dom would lose. This is the opposite effect of Baron Corbin. I wanted Dom to retain the title just so Judgment Day could stay strong. But I am all for Trick Williams having the North American Championship. Give Trick and Melo all the titles, just all of them. Now it remains to be seen how Mommy reacts to Dom Mysterio losing the championship. Fatal 4-way match for the NXT Tag Team titles, of course it was fun. You have Creed Brothers, Alberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, OTM, and The Family. Anybody else think it looked stupid when they came out with the lowriders, but they had to scooch it with their legs instead of actually riding their lowriders to the ring? I don't know, I just thought that was a silly spot. But for me, the fun started in the match when Ivy Nile took out Scripps, formerly known as Reggie. And OTM kind of reminds me of Crime Time. You got the big Shad Gaspar build and the smaller guy to do all the speedy work. Some standout moments for me, the double Northern Lights by Brutus, that was incredible. And the 4-corner superplex, that was amazing. And they all kind of fell in direction of another corner, so that just left like this little square where the referee was standing in the middle of the ring. It was awesome. At the end of the match, the Family took back their titles. It was a fun match. Then we have Noam Dar versus Bush. I'm not a big fan of the 6 rounds, but regardless, it was Butch in an incredible match. It was a great back and forth. Noam Dar with the cheap shot after the first round and another cheap shot after he pinned Pete Dunne. They also had a nice submission back and forth, and he gave a nasty elbow to Butcher. I do hate some of Pete Dunne's finger spots, though. Why would you stand there and let somebody bend your fingers? Dude is literally just standing there and let him bend his fingers for twice in the match. The times where you got him in an R-bar or something, that actually makes sense, but the times where you're just standing there and letting him do it, that took me out of the match. Either way, Noam Dar won by cheating. Everybody helped Noam Dar. It's like 7 different people had to help him defeat Butch. I understand why they did it like this. They kept Pete Dunne looking strong because he's a main roster star, and they gave Noam Dar the rub. But all in all, it was still a good match. Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov. Match of the night. 5-star classic, loved every minute of it. Some of the best spots for me, the midair enziguri. Ilya Dragunov went for a look like a punch. Carmelo Hayes jump up, kicked him in the head with the enziguri. The springboard bulldog Carmelo Hayes did was crazy. Dragunov hit a nasty power bomb, and I believe it was Dragunov that hit the coast to coast as well. In the end, Dragunov won with the Super H, and of course I'm disappointed Carmelo Hayes lost, but you know I'm always going to speculate whenever he loses that he's going to the main roster. This was a fun match, banger and match of the night. Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton. Becky came out Raven style with a basket full of goodies. This is a fun match. Becky Lynch pulled out a bag of dolls like it was thumbtacks. Put a trash can on Stratton's head and hit a leg drop. Then Stratton hit her with a powerbomb onto the steel steps. The most fun moment of the match for me was the fire extinguisher spot. Becky Lynch hit her into the ring, and when Stratton was looking for her, bam, hit her with the fire extinguisher. There was so much going on here. Barbed wire baseball bats. I do feel like WWE is doing the barricade spot too much. They just did this when Rhea Ripley speared Kevin Owens through the barricade. I almost forgot about Tiffany Stratton's swanton bomb on Becky Lynch through a table. But in the end, Becky Lynch hit a manhandle slam on top of a bunch of steel chairs to win. This was a really fun match, and of course Becky Lynch was going to win. A main roster star bringing some eyes on NXT. It was a great match. All in all, the show was fun. I don't feel it was quite the level of a main roster pay-per-view, but all in all, I enjoyed the event. But just to give credit one more time, Butch Noam Dar and Hayes Dragunov, chef's kiss. Quality wrestling.